Well, thank you for joining Wolf Game Theory today, as always, and just know nothing in the show is to be construed or interpreted as financial advice. Also, any guest of the show is not reflective of the opinions and or point of view of Wolf Game Theory and should be considered opinion. Thank you.
Welcome, guys. Today we're very, very lucky to have RedBeard, who is now the CEO of Luck Labs. So I'm very excited to introduce him and get to know him a bit better and hear more about his journey and also a lot about the new project that has just launched, ENDGAME. So hi RedBeard, nice to have you on the show. I'm absolutely loving the avatar. It is kick-ass.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, he comes to life. We can move him around. I can do live action. I can control his arms. I can even control his legs if I wanted.
No, that is sweet.
So, yeah, we're having just a little bit of fun with bringing our characters that we really love a lot and bringing them to life. So playing around, but yes, Neil, thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited to talk with you. I've seen your episodes before, so I appreciate you reaching out.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm absolute honor to have you. I kind of I reach out to people I've gotten to know and just like to vibe with them and see what happens. But I'd love to kind of hear a bit more about yourself. I know you've kind of recently stepped into the role as CEO, but before that, there's a whole kind of RedBeard that I'd interacted with from time to time, and through projects and stuff like that. But how long have you been collecting NFTs? I know you rock an awesome crypto book, so tell us a bit about your story.
Yeah, I mean, it's I was just talking to a friend this morning about it, but I think it was around a year ago, April of 2021. I stumbled across Gary V video talking about NFTs. I was totally confused. And at the same time, my brother had been telling me about crypto. And up until that point, I was perfectly happy running my Web2 business that I started in 2016. We were growing at, like 100% a year. And so we were kicking butt. And but this NFT stuff just really, I was just really attracted to it. I've always been a tech guy. I was building websites for my dad over 20 years ago. So I'm naturally attracted to new technology, and NFTs were very exciting. And so I ended up taking the leap, getting the CryptoPunk, buying some crypto coins, setting up the Twitter account. Up until this point, I hadn't really been active on social media, but I thought, I think Gary had said something about how NFT Twitter was active. And so I set up the Twitter account. I got on, I started making friends, meeting, guys like you, and connecting with a whole new group of people. And then, I'd say over the course of 2021, I got more and more excited about NFTs. And towards the end of 2021, I had a chat with my business partner in real life in the Web2 business. And I said that I was really looking to go full steam into NFTs. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I had decided that that's what I wanted to do full time. So him and I worked that out, and I didn't want to get rid of my business. So he took over operations of it, and I focused on Web3. And I reached out to all these wonderful people that I had met over the year, just letting them know that I was interested in doing something. I didn't know what I was going to do yet, but I just wanted to keep my options open. I can't remember the exact date. It was a few months ago, but Beanie and I were talking, and he said, hey, I should connect you with Green Genie over at Luck Labs.
Yeah.
I think you two have a lot in common. I think you guys have complementary skills. Me being more of an operator, and him being just a hardcore coder, knowing Solidity in and out, front end development. And so we naturally fit really well together. And it started out as, I created this endgame concept and we brought it to life. I hired my own team for it. We decided to kind of join and do it under the Look Lab brands and turn Look Labs into more of a studio. Wow. And then Endgame, thankfully, really took off in terms of people being excited about it online. We got a lot of followers really quickly.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it had to do with the community that Look Labs currently had. That was, the huge part of our early hype success, if you want to call it that. And then as Green Genie and I continued to work together, it just evolved. It was a natural evolution where just during kind of jam sessions, we both had aspirations of a much, much bigger plan and a bigger idea for what Look Labs could be and bringing our community along with us. And so fast forward, that, led me to, getting in on the Look Labs as on the business, taking over the operations, allowing Green Genie to focus solely on development work, which has been really, really exciting because he's really, really good at what he does. So I think it's important for him to focus on that, not only for his own happiness, but for just the business in general. And it's been amazing ever since.
Yeah, and it's great to hear. And I think within Web3, that seems to be, people are a lot more willing to take that step of trust with someone if they know that they fill skill sets that they lack. And I think, having those complementary relationships is really important. And I think we're seeing that in the Look Labs team. And congratulations, because it does seem to be really, the community's developing, and so is the team. And I know, have you taken on some new employees now lately, haven't you?
Yeah. We're hiring a lot of people. And so, it's been really exciting. I mean, we're filling all sorts of roles. We have kind of this grand vision plan, and in order to fulfill that, we need some really good people. And so, because of my background, there's a lot of people I kind of had on the bench, so to speak, that I was able to pull in to the Web3 world. And that's been really exciting. And so far, they're pulling them up into the Look Labs team has been really seamless. We brought in all sorts of people from all sorts of different backgrounds, and everything is just vibing really well internally. We have a really strong communication with the Look Labs community. So we're just super, super jacked about the future and bringing all these grand visions to life.
Yeah, because I know with you have 420 game, which I'm staking in, and it's pretty exciting watching it all play out, and looking at kind of what buds to pick up for breeding now, and that sort of stuff is really interesting. And I know there's that kind of in real life aspect, which is something I feel has been hugely lacking within the space for a while. Apart from a bit of merchandise here and there now seems to be real links to real companies that, as you said, you're allowing people to step into the Web3 space safely through yourself, without that kind of risk of not having the full knowledge, but they have skills they can bring, and you can kind of through Endgame, it's great. It makes me excited listening to you talk about it. All right, but I suppose talk about the 420 game, the high token itself. Is that something that in the larger big picture of Endgame is something that's applicable, or is it just for 420 game, or is it kind of Look Labs
Yeah.
across the board?
Yeah, so we're going to have, if you kind of zoom out a little bit, you have the 420 game, you have Endgame. We're in talks to acquire other projects. We're also going to be building out, this is a little longer term vision, but building out a game studio that will allow game makers to come in and deploy their own game concepts faster. It's a big idea, and it's a big project, but we feel like we have the right people to do it. So we're expecting an explosion of games under the platform.
Wow.
And along with that, we're going to be developing the Look token. And so when you think about our ecosystem and our games, specifically right now, Endgame and 420 game with their respective high and end tokens, we're building a platform that's going to allow for the seamless conversion of those in-game tokens into Look, which will be on chain. And so, when combined with all the other games that we're going to, have on our platform, we're envisioning a similar model where every game kind of has its own in-game currency, and then everything funnels up to Look, and then the network that we're building for that. So, it's really important that, these games that we have that we're really excited about with all the fun mechanics, that the token is ultimately good to use. People are going to be spending brain power on these games, and they're going to be earning these tokens. And we want to give a reason to earn and kind of like continue to level up in the Look Labs ecosystem beyond just the one game that they're interested in.
Interesting. I suppose that leads us into the end game. Congratulations on the mint.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I got in quite early, and I kind of heard the rumors it was going to mint, and over my time it's quite late, so I ended up staying up, and the gas was really reasonable on the contract and stuff, which is becoming quite commonplace now, which is great to see. But it's I guess that's a kind of choose your own journey, and at intervals you're going to, this is what I picked up from Spaces and kind of listening to bits and pieces, but you're going to be more or less able to choose your own journey as you go along, and at different intervals make decisions or choices that will affect how the NFT represents in the next iteration. Is rarity going to be something that's involved in this, and like a kind of chance of rarity with different decisions? And also, will there be opportunities to spend say Lux token to enhance your decision making capabilities?
Those are good questions. So we have the Endgame NFT, and we have a really, really great storyline that accompanies the game that we'll be releasing through comic. The actual NFT itself will evolve. There will be an initial rarity along, when we open up the characteristics from all the briefcase scenes that everybody has right now. Those the rarities aren't going to be overly exciting right now by design. They're going to be primarily three buckets. There will be the people that are OG pass holders in Look Labs, the folks that minted Endgame NFTs using their OG pass will have the rarest of the group. And then from there, it'll be people that were holding game keys. And then from there, it will be folks that were on the whitelist. And rarity really isn't the best word. It's more of in-game benefits or in-game cheat codes or in-game advantages is really the better terminology for this, because there will be more game key NFTs than there are whitelist NFTs in the attributes. But holding a game key, an endgame NFT that was minted using a game key, will give you a better head start when the game begins in a couple of weeks, if that makes sense. And so the rarities that you have, say, starting from a regular civilian and moving your way up into a hero character or a villain character, both will be really fun to have. Those are going to be earned, those level ups are going to be earned in game. And so, somebody who earned a whitelist spot through maybe making some art or picking up on our hidden messages in our tweets, and they got on the whitelist, they're absolutely going to have an opportunity to, level up to a RedBeard type avatar. We also have on the leveling of the avatars, or leveling up of the NFTs. It's not going. We're not doing a traditional profile picture image. So I can't reveal too much, but it's going to be a little bit unique, at least not something that I've seen. But you will have the image of your character. You will have additional traits, additional things on the NFT that will evolve as you play the game. So, game will start, you'll participate on all the NFTs that you own. When the game ends for you, when you get it back, your NFT will look different than when it started. And so, as the game evolves, as the story evolves, so will your NFT. And out of that gameplay will result in some people having more rare NFTs than others, depending on outcomes.
Okay. Yeah. And it's I suppose I've tried to, in my head, you would constantly try to compare different projects, and that's like this and that's like that. But from kind of what I'm seeing and reading and hearing coming out, it seems that it is something different, which always gets me excited. Something that's taking the right elements of certain projects and executing them in the right way. And it's interesting that you have Beanie. Is he still playing a advisor role, or is it just that?
So Beanie is a he's got a minority interest in Look Labs, as Look Labs has already disclosed. And he's also a strong strategic advisor who we talk to often on big picture ideas. And oftentimes, when ideas come out of jam sessions with my creative team, I'll usually go to Beanie. I'll bounce things off of him. I'll bounce things off of the OG community in Look Labs. We started doing weekly calls with the OG pass holders in Look Labs, and that's been really, really amazing, because we're able to have candid, open calls with just a couple hundred people. And it's not big enough where it gets out of control. But it's out of those calls and those sessions that we're starting to have, it's resulting in just amazing feedback on how we can move the project, not just Endgame, but 420 Game and Look Labs as a whole in a positive direction with community involvement. And so far, I really love it this way, much more than, say, even like a DAO setup where you have to have these voting events. That just feels, while it's very like having a DAO and a vote, community vote, can be really beneficial in certain ways from what we found, having this kind of open dialogue communication with the broader community has been, invaluable. So yeah, that's a long-winded answer to is being involved, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that
yeah.
100%. Yeah, and like for me, I think Beanie's a very, very intelligent guy. He's brought a huge amount to lots of teams, and there's definitely a place for him. So like I don't see Beanie's involvement as a negative effect at all, which I know some people do, but that can be their opinion.
Yeah, I think if anybody gets big enough, you always have some people that are, skeptical. I mean, look at Elon Musk. Some
Yeah.
people, like I'm a huge fan. And there's a lot of people that do not want him taking over Twitter and don't like him, and I think it comes with the territory. The bigger that you get, but yeah, I agree with you. He does have really sound advice. I'm very thankful for the strategic direction that he offers us when we need it.
Yeah, and with Beanie, it's often the advice isn't what people want to hear, which I think that's what can rub people up the wrong way.
Sure.
Yeah, just around the heroes and villains.
Yeah.
Are we going to? That's very much there's a certain amount of characters of each, and they can progress through as they reveal. Is it?
Yeah. So if you think about it, I'm not trying to say by any stretch of the imagination that we're being like a traditional AAA video game like Halo or something, but you're going to have an avatar, and along with that avatar will be different traits that you'll earn as the game progresses. And so you can expect to have, a limited number of, say, RedBeard heroes, a limited number of different villain heroes, and those will take shape on individual player NFTs. As of right now, we don't have, like the NFT itself will evolve and will kind of level up, but the profile pictures won't, because we want to follow the storyline that we're following along with the comic, if that makes sense. So you're not. So what we're not going to do is like take RedBeard and say there's 200 RedBeards, people that have morphed into a RedBeard on their NFT. All the RedBeards, the avatar image of him will be the same, but the attributes around him will be different, depending on the player. So we're not going to do generative RedBeards where a bunch of them have red beards and others have green beards, and like some are wearing hats, others not wearing hats, because we want, like I said, we want it to follow the storyline. So in the storyline, RedBeard is going to have a certain look, and we want to mirror the game and the story as much as we can.
Yeah, I get that. A lot of the generative projects, and I suppose Pixel Vault being an example, although there's amazing art, some of the meta heroes are just a little bit boring, and that's where I guess that kind of needless generation at this moment, it appears, is something that bothers me with Pixel Vault. But again,
I think I was I owned Pixel Vault when they came out because I was a fan of Beanie, and I would suspect, and not that I know any insider information at all, but I think that there's probably a bigger picture at play with how they're doing the characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just Endgame is just going along a very different route. We're just really focusing on getting the main characters right, and then keeping their image and their likeness very consistent. across the story and across the game.
Yeah, it's certainly exciting, and I'm delighted to see the store accepts crypto, and I'm presuming that maybe Lux token will be accepted there at some point. Um,
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, so I'll I can release a little more information on that for you. So yeah, we're really excited about the store. It started out, I will be honest about the store. The store started out solely as a gateway to give away whitelists. So
right. Yeah.
yeah, we built it around using our tweets, and we didn't want to make people pay gas to get on a whitelist or anything like that. We wanted it to be very streamlined. We wanted the tech to be simple. And so essentially we built that store. We did the whitelist pass on the store. We did all sorts of games for people to find it. It was really exciting for the team to watch the community try to figure out that the store even existed, that there was items on the store that would grant you whitelist that didn't cost any money. There was and then we hid it inside this other merch. And the merch that we have on there is, like I said, with the original vision, it's kind of plain. There's not it doesn't have like a lot of spunk to it, because that was by design. It wasn't about that. It was about the whitelist. But what we found is that the community just loves it. I mean, I was just shocked at how much merch was being ordered. Just like that. I mean, I was happy they were getting it, but that I was not expecting it. I wasn't expecting to sell much, because that wasn't the point. And so, because the community has really embraced it, they really like it. We're going to intertwine. Well, first of all, just to say that we brought on additional vendors to make really, really dope stuff. And that's already in process. We've brought on jewelers to create some really, really cool jewelry items. And so we have a really fun way to introduce the opportunity within both 420 game and Endgame to win items that are available on the store. And so you're going to see over the coming weeks that evolve. You're going to see that take place, and you're going to have the option to say you're going to be playing 420 game. You're going to win a really, really dope necklace or some piece of jewelry that's worth a substantial amount of money, and you'll be able to go redeem it on the store or trade it up for something else, or break it up and get a bunch of things.
Interesting. That's really cool.
Yes. Yeah, so we have we have the full plan laid out for how that's going to work. This was kind of created on the fly in the last couple of weeks, but we expect that to be ready within a week or two, for sure, by the time the end game fully launches. Wow. And we'll release more of that vision very soon.
That's exciting.
It
gives me a bit of an idea of Cave Game now, because that's something that I hadn't seen before, was playing a game to win merch. Which it frustrates me seeing projects selling merchandise when they're turning over so much in trading fees and volume.
Yeah, it's fun to get in real life items. You know? And so we have, we're doing it a little different than the Wolf Game guys are doing it. We wanted to make sure that we were able to give away a lot of stuff, and so I engineered a system along with my dev team that is going to allow us to do that. And then additionally, we want to be able to easily and quickly add more items to the store as opportunities arise. So, like, for example, both of our projects, mostly 420 game, is getting hit up every week from major in real life brands, primarily cannabis related, and they want to be part of the NFT scene. They want to figure out what they can do, and so we're kind of intertwining those opportunities that are coming across our desk into this merch store. Giving brands an outlet to give away, some of their inventory, some of their merchandise to our community, which we can in turn, give away in games. So, we just want to be able to very quickly deploy a brand's opportunities that they bring us seamlessly into the games that we already have. And so as this plan starts to come to life and comes to fruition through communication that we release, then I think everybody will understand how we're going to do it. And I'm really, really excited for it.
Yeah, so am I. I really am, and I think a lot of strings have been connected for me, and it makes me very excited. Thanks very much.
You would look really good in some of these gold necklaces we have being designed. The jewelry component is funny. So one of my good friends here in Minnesota, he runs one of the largest wholesale jewelry businesses, and so he's actually been helping us quite a bit. He's kind of spending more time in Web3. He just loves it.
Yeah.
And so he's gotten really, really into the projects, and he's come up with all sorts of crazy stuff that I'm just really excited about. I mean, I'm not really like a huge jewelry guy, but some of this stuff is just really cool and really fun that I think a lot of people are going to really like.
That's really exciting, and because when you get creative people and you teach them about NFTs and Web3, and they get that penny drop moment where they kind of realize that they can be in the driving seat of the creativity and not holding to anybody. It's powerful
totally.
for people when they realize that. So very excited.
Yeah, cool.
So we'll leave it up there for today, and
Okay.
I might get you back on again soon. It'd be great to touch base when we have some more launches and stuff.
I'd love to come back, Neil. We have we have our normal Twitter Spaces every week. May 4th, we have slated for kind of a broader announcement date where we're going to be announcing some new things that we're doing. We want to make the grander vision of Look Labs a little more clear. So we're going to have a presentation available that day for anybody who wants to watch it. I'm not sure if we're going to do it live yet or record it and post it, but yeah, after we do that, I'd love to come back on the show.
Yeah.
And talk about the games that will probably have been launched by then, and maybe even talk about some of this cool merch coming.
Excellent. Thanks very much, and good night and good luck.